Hey, what's going on, everybody? And Project Pandemic. This is MiL1TiA bringing you a free-for-all on Call of Duty 4. I figured since Project Pandemic is a new channel that I would bring you guys my first and new Call of Duty experience. Call of Duty 4 was my first Call of Duty. I dabbled on the release Call of Duty 2 or whatever it was for 360 when it first came out. But other than that, I'd never really touched the series competitively or took it seriously at all. So I figured since Project Pandemic is a new channel, it's in its early years, I would bring you my early years of Call of Duty. So I'm gonna play a free for all here on Countdown. I picked this game back up. I hadn't had it for a year or so, and I picked it up on the way home from work at GameStop for $10, and I figured I'd give it a shot. So we're going to jump into a free-for-all. My classes were still all set up here. I'm using the silenced MP5 with bandolier, stopping power, I believe, and steady aim. And it's been a long time since I've played this game, and my strategies aren't as honed as they should be. But I just kind of tried to apply how I've been playing Black Ops to this game. And I did that previously to this game and got my ass beat real hard because rapid fire 7 4U don't do shit in Call of Duty 4. But I tried my best. I tried to go back to my roots here because this is where it all started on COD 4. So you'll see me start to adapt a little bit and find the hot spots here on Countdown. And it all comes back to me in like short little bursts of spawn points and where the most people are going to be at. So basically what I try to do is go back and forth between the middle of the map because it might not seem like it doesn't make any sense, but the middle of the map is not a no man's land like everyone thinks it is. In free-for-all, everybody just kind of circles the circumference of the map because even bad kids are good enough to know that where all the spawn points are on this map because none of the spawn points are in the middle. So everyone just has a tendency to do a circle or semicircle around the map looking for new spawns. So basically what I decided to do was try to get my kill streaks by getting 2 or 3 kills on one side and then switching it up real fast before I tested my luck and running through the middle to the other side and doing a flank. But you'll see me get my airstrike and my helicopter a few times here. But I'm using the silenced MP5 because the previous games before this one, I noticed that noise being a bigger factor. Black Ops, I try to be loud. I try to be really fucking obnoxious and make a lot of noise because I outshoot the shit out of everybody in that game. But this game is different. So I went for a different approach. I made a little bit of an adjustment and I threw the silencer on the MP5. Another thing I noticed here with COD 4 is steady aim is a big factor. Black Ops steady aim doesn't really, everything shoots off the hip phenomenally in Black Ops. If you don't shoot off the hip and you have a tendency to bring those sights up, that might be a good... I forgot I had a flashbang on this kit and I throw a smoke grenade instead, but it had the same effect. Apparently he was wooed by the smoke grenade. But anyway, back to steady aim. Steady aim, huge factor in Black Ops. COD 4. Black Ops, not so much. Everything hip fires fucking homing missiles in Black Ops, steady aim or not. But this game, you have to have steady aim, and if you do, it really makes things a lot easier. Recoil is pretty nasty on this game with a lot of guns. You don't find any ACRs or FAMASas on this game. It's just everything fucking recoils. So you'll see me very, very rarely pull up my sights from a long distance. I'll try to rope people in with steady aim and try to get up close and personal. But basically, I'm going to use the same strategy on this map over and over and over again. I'm going to run through the middle and touch bases on both of these sides. And eventually it gets to the point where I get comfortable enough that I can start running a semicircle or circle tactic and start running basically head first through all these spawn points and trying to outshoot everybody. And I'm still getting used to shooting, or rather the game's ending at 25 kills. I'm used to shooting through that 30 kills, and 25 kills comes a lot more abruptly than you think. But this is like my fourth or fifth game back, so at this point the controls still feel a little weird. Everything's still a little weird. Playing on first game here on the HDPVR, and still getting used to that, changing from 1080p to 1080i. I've done a few other commentaries that I wanted to put up on Pandemic, but I've seen a lot of Black Ops. I saw the StarCraft 2, which was badass. I really enjoyed that, and I figured I'd throw a COD 4 montage commentary up here for you guys. So maybe we switch it up a little bit. But I do have some Black Ops footage I'd like to share with you guys, and maybe some World at War if I feel like getting retro with it. But I brought you guys some COD 4, and hopefully you learned something from the tips, tricks, and tactics that I'm throwing at you guys. And you can always expect that from my commentaries, because I tend to take the game seriously. I try not to try hard it all the time, but I know what I'm doing, and if you're one of those guys that are getting your ass beat all the time, hopefully you find these informative and maybe you get something from it. If you don't get anything from it, then you have ADD, and only medication can help that. Militia can't. Militia cures a lot of shit. ADDs and herpes, that's not what I do. But fourth or fifth game back, and I rage quit the host. So 25-4, I believe, is what I go. Once again, silenced MP5, bandolier, stopping power, steady aim on countdown. So thanks again, guys, for watching Project Pandemic. Thanks for the invite, and I hope to get back to you guys shortly.